Hey, good morning, team. It is Tuesday, June 18th. I'm Amy Corr. I'm here with Kevin Van Eck, and we are excited for a great episode this morning. We are going to talk about you bringing your open house. Yes, I am saying open house swagger back this summer, right?
That's right.
So you might have to dust it off, a few of you out there who haven't been doing as many, but we're going to talk about why now is a great time to think about how to use these for a competitive edge. So on that note, fill up your coffee, get the ice in there if you like it, because it is summer, and let's jump into the next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin.
Good morning, Amy.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, thanks for joining us. Big topic, open house swagger.
I know.
Yes. So I think this is a huge opportunity, right? Because in a lot of markets, we're seeing inventory creep up. We're seeing headlines reflecting that. And maybe some of us haven't had the opportunity that in the past, that we, over the last few months, there hasn't been a lot of opportunity for open houses in some cases because properties are moving so quickly.
Right.
So let's get back in that open house game for two reasons. One is obviously to create relationships, but the second piece is to create your own inventory.
Yeah, I mean, I just think we are, to your point, seeing shifts in some markets, and I'm hearing from agents that they're almost they're having to kind of dust off their skills of open housing because they haven't had to do it in a while.
Right.
But, one of the things that I think in talking to a lot of agents right now, I feel like there's one camp of agent who really honestly doesn't love open houses. And if you're sitting there and you're thinking, I'm that person, and you're cringing, we're going to get you to change your frame of mind, because I actually think this is such a great opportunity for agents. And, half the battle is realizing that open houses are a part of us filling our pipeline.
That's
right? So if your attitude right now is, I don't love open houses, we've got to change that mindset, right? Because there's just so many ways to create opportunity. This is where neighbors might be walking through, right? This is where potential buyers are coming in. So, I think step one, change our mindset, because there are going to be people out there who choose to not really do open houses. One of the things that I used to recommend to agents, and I always said, you have to get on, you have to get up, you got to put your face on that day. So maybe even instead of just doing one open house, maybe doing two, an 11 to 1, and then get a snack, and then a 2 to 4, because this is really about pipeline building, getting in front of people, making connections, and that being a part of your strategy and your game plan. So if your attitude is a little grumpy around open houses, step number one is to change that and realize that these could be a great opportunity. If I lean into them, I get excited about them.
Yes.
And I really say, how can I make them not just great, but amazing?
Yes. And let's go back. So number two, I think, would be making sure that you're preparing for your open house. Do everything you can to make sure that your open house is different.
Yeah.
When a buyer is out visiting multiple open houses, yours stands out.
Yep.
So I think there's a couple different ways you could do that. I think the first way is to really differentiate yourself with not only the owners of the property, your current sellers, but it's also with neighbors around that home in the community, where you have the ability to create relationships. There's no better way to meet people face to face, have an interaction where they feel great about you and the things you are doing, and they can see it firsthand, but you want to invite those people to the open house. And so sometimes you hear sellers or you hear agents actually say, who came through? A lot of neighbors, a lot of looky-loos. Those are free relationships.
Yep.
Those people are coming through. You can have a great conversation with them. They may not buy that property. They may know someone who will, but more than that, it's the opportunity to create a relationship very easily in a face-to-face manner.
And there's some agents that are actually taking that step of sending out ahead of time, like during the week, an invitation to neighbors to say, look, my open's from 12 to 2 on Sunday, but I'm opening it up to neighbors from 11:30 to noon. So even creating that time or that space, right? Where they can come in and feel comfortable to come and take a look, because I know I've been there. I've watched all the time where neighbors or houses have gone up, and I'm always like, oh my God, I'd love to pop in.
Right.
And in fact, the other thing I would say, if I were doing open houses now, I'd also try to make sure that everybody knows that they're welcome. And I know that sounds silly, but I walk my dogs a lot.
Sure.
And I know they probably don't want 2 dogs in the house when I'm walking
not.
through. But a lot of times I would be like, I'd stop in, I'd buzz on in and take a look at the house. And so, I was talking to some agents, and they're like, yes, we are thinking about ideas like creating like a hitching post or having dog bowls out. So it's like, hey, hitch your dog, to the fence, here's some water for them, buzz on through the open house. But doing things that make people who might be just strolling by, be interested in coming in. And again, to your point, they may not be the person that's going to buy the house, but they might be a neighbor. They might be somebody who's curious enough to see because they might be thinking about something, related to it. So it's the more people that you get and engage with, to your point, it's about building relationships, right?
That's right. Whether it happens that day or in the future.
Yeah.
So I think the other way to prepare is to make sure that it is different, right? So different could be varied by price point and the type of home and all of that. So what does the home look like? What does it smell like? Does it feel comfortable? Is it prepared to show? But also taking it to the next level where recently I was talking with an agent in our Dallas affiliate where she had just signed a luxury listing, high-end listing, and she's planning a party. Nice. And what that's going to do is it's going to make the seller happy. It's going to invite a lot of different buyers and sellers and high net worth individuals from the community, showcase the home, but allows her to create a relationship in a different way versus a standard open house on a Sunday from 10 to noon. She's doing a nighttime open house and inviting, and I know a lot of agents do this. So this isn't necessarily unique, but it is unique in your market because this isn't something that everybody's doing.
Yeah.
So making yourself stand out so that those potential clients, the other relationships you're creating, see how you're creating success for your current client.
Yeah, I know a lot of agents talk about that. Like, yes, my job is to sell this house, but I'm also showcasing how I do things differently, right? For those potential other sellers who might be walking through the door.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, I love that. The other thing that I'm seeing a lot of our agents doing right now too is leaning into their lender relationships, right? We have agents at all different levels, right? Where maybe they've got really great substantial budgets to do something, like a big over-the-top party. Maybe you're newer into real estate. When I was new, open houses was how I built my business. And I would lean on, my attorneys and my lenders to help support a lot of the things that I wanted to do. And I know, many of our agents locally work with proper rate lenders who will have the mortgage sheets ready to go. Right now in a world where how much is this going to cost me financing wise, super easy for a lender to be able to put together that sheet and have it available at the open house, right? But they also do other cool things like they've done like giveaway bags, like Garrett's Popcorn here in Chicago, right? And it's co-branded. And again, it's just that takeaway because it's just, when you're, maybe somebody who's at the open house is in their car 3 hours later and suddenly they're starving and they're like, where's that bag of popcorn that I got at one of those open houses? And they see your name. Like, you just don't know at what time somebody's going to say, remember that moment where I met that agent, really liked him, really liked her. They were professional. They had a great open house. I had that popcorn. Where's that popcorn bag so I can give them a call, right? I think that's what we have to realize is open housing is really about building that pipeline, right? And making sure that we get as many people that we can add into building our CRM for those relationships.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think one of the other things that we talk about is that someone that comes through an open house, we already just said this a little bit, but I want to dive in, which is someone that comes through an open house isn't necessarily going to buy that day or tomorrow or within a week, right?
Yeah.
This could be a long-term play. They may be starting their search early or it's 2 years out, right? Even if they're not close. But we need to be able to foster the relationship. And an old school mistake that we used to make with open houses was that we'd have people sign in, however they signed in, and those cards or the sheets or whatever it might be would sit on our desk for 3 weeks until it was too late, and then you'd throw it away.
Yep.
And you didn't reach out to anybody. So you put the effort in to host the open house, to meet and introduce yourself to potential clients and future relationships, and then did nothing with it. So you got to have a system to make sure that you follow up. Yeah. And so, at Properties and Christie's International Real Estate Affiliates, we have ad opens. And so ad opens is a tool where they register. It's really simple, logs it into the CRM. So if you have that, use it. If you don't have that, make sure that you find a resource where you track everybody that comes through and then have a system for follow-up that's not complicated, right? Don't complicate this. This is where you have a system for follow-up, whether it's starting a drip campaign, and you can we were talking about using ChatGPT to create drip campaign content that's unique to your market, to your business, to the home, to whatever the content you want to show. So you're able to do that and then kick it out to all the attendees in the open house. Yeah. But make sure you stay in touch. Don't let those potential relationships go to waste because you don't have a system in place.
Right. Because I think rule of thumb in the stats that I've always looked at, it takes a minimum of 5 and a max of like 12 outreaches before somebody will engage back with you. So don't take it personally, but you do have to have that plan in place, because they might have loved meeting you, but that moment in time is not when they're ready to do something. But you staying top of mind, through the process is going to allow them to know how to get in contact with you when they are ready.
Yes.
So
they don't have a need now, but they will.
Yes. Open housing. Are you ready to do it? I think I am, Kevin.
Yes.
Are you going to see if some are available on Sunday? Maybe we
I
can
will.
jump in
Go
and
check
help
it
an
out.
agent. Yeah.
I think one thing we would be remiss really quickly to not note, it has been some time maybe since you've done open houses. Remember safety.
Yes.
Remember safety. You can read tips, Google it, search it on ChatGPT, but make sure that you're doing everything you can to remain safe.
Yep, and that somebody knows where you're at when
That's
you're
right.
doing your open, right? And you have a safe word, all that jazz, right?
And the best news, bring someone with you. Bring a friend and treat them to the cookies you brought to the open house.
Yes, sounds good. Well, we hope that you found some of this insight on open housing and bringing it back and bringing some new energy to it helpful. We hope you make it a great Tuesday. Until we see you next time, though, remember, you got this.